The tower's stones were cold, unyielding, mirroring the fate that bound Daedalus and his son, Icarus. Yet Daedalus refused despair. He watched the gulls wheeling above the sea, their movements unerring, their freedom innate. "Nature shows us what is possible," he said, breaking the silence. "It is up to us to follow wisely." For months, Daedalus worked. Feathers scavenged from their cell's narrow ledge were bound with wax into wings. As he worked, he spoke. "Icarus, life is flight. We must navigate its currents with reason. Soaring too low invites ruin. Soaring too high courts destruction. Freedom lies in knowing where to glide." Icarus listened but felt a quiet thrill rise in him as he gazed at the incomplete wings. They whispered of something more, something greater. When the day of escape arrived, Daedalus strapped the wings to his son. He looked deeply into the boy's eyes. "You are my greatest creation, Icarus. Remember, true strength lies not in defying limits, but in understanding them." Together, they leapt into the open air. The wind roared as it caught their wings, lifting them high above the shimmering waves. Icarus gasped as the world unfolded before him, an endless expanse of sky and sea, a vastness that seemed to hum with possibility. For the first time in his life, he was free. The ocean spray cooled their wings as they glided just above the waves. The air smelled of salt and freedom. Daedalus led with precision, every stroke of his wings a study in balance. But Icarus, intoxicated by the wind on his face, began to climb higher. "Icarus, hold the middle path." Daedalus shouted over the rush of the air. The wings obey nature, not desire. But the boy's heart thundered. The sun called to him, its golden light promising more than escape, power, glory, transcendence. He ignored his father's voice, climbing higher still. The wind tore at him now, a sharp and punishing force. His ascent was no longer smooth but violent, each beat of his wings trembling with strain. Daedalus screamed, "The sun does not love, it destroys." But his words were drowned in the gale. Above, the air thinned, and the heat grew fierce. The wax began to run. Icarus felt the first feather slip from his wings and watched it spiral downward. Then another, and another. Panic gripped him as the golden light turned cruel. His wings disintegrated, the wind tearing him apart in savage bursts. He fell, his scream carried away by the uncaring skies. Daedalus watched, his heart shattering, as Icarus plummeted. His boy hit the water with a force that silenced all sound. The waves closed over him, indifferent to the father's grief. Daedalus descended, landing on a distant shore. He stood motionless, staring out at the Icarian sea where his son had fallen. Tears carved silent rivers down his face. "Icarus," he whispered, "to live without reason is to fall. I taught you how to fly, but not how to land." Heartbroken, Daedalus built a modest hut by the edge of the sea where his son had fallen, his love and grief forever intertwined with the waves that claimed Icarus.